Democrats are learning as they go, and I think they did a lot, and
Too late.
they really did fight this time. Like
Hmm.
they just did. You're it's almost like we get upset, but you fucking can't, because it's like we're fighting the invisible man, right?
Right. I agree.
It's like lie after lie after lie. It's just it's almost impossible to combat those, just like that presser he did today.
Yeah.
I heard like on MSNBC, the woman was like, my thumbs were getting tired trying to fact check this shit, because you're not going to know the fucking who's paying the most with whatever for the canal. You're just not going to know that off the top of your head. But he's
Correct.
this shit while he's talking about windmills, and you got to figure it out. Like, that's hard with somebody who just is everywhere. So like we are literally fighting and battle with like invisible people.
Do you
So
know, I found out, I read that book, Lucky Loser, and I brought it up every week since I read it. People, you please, first of all, if you do read it, it's going to anger you more to realize that this guy got to where he got, because literally every single project he put his hands on was either through help from daddy, help from bank, like all his cash and all the stuff that he always had were just bank loans. He never made profit literally on anything.
on hand. He doesn't have cash. He may not still have cash on hand.
He doesn't. And he was always having to play catch up with he was, interest on these bank loans were coming up that he had to pay, taxes on all these properties he had to pay. And he would always make all these deals and like literally put no thought into it. He had a very small staff. You would think that he'd have this huge, he had this Trump organization and all these people. He had a small staff. He would just go on instinct, thinking that his name was so big that everybody is just going to be like, oh, we've got to be part of this. Right. And some people were fooled into it. You literally had Forbes magazine that got suckered into putting, when he was like 30 something years old, that he was a billionaire because he told them, yeah, I run my father's business now. I'm in control of my father's business. It was really his father's wealth, but they attributed it to Donald because he lied about now running his father's business, which he never did. Right. So, it was all a big joke. But what my point was, is that there was a passage in there. He built this golf course in Scotland, or no, I'm sorry. He bought land in Scotland to build a golf course. And he was having all kinds of trouble getting, the course. And he heard that right off the shore where the land was, is that they were going to build windmills there. And that's where his big battles with windmills now all of a sudden. And he's so mad at windmills that every time he hears it, he just loses his mind because he's so fucking stupid.
He doesn't like, I tweeted today, like something must be wrong with the pipes in Mar-a-Lago, because he's always complaining about water pressure. So I think like the water pressure in Mar-a-Lago must suck.
All right, so let's get to these.
I know, these are the worst.
This is 4 more years of this. So anyway.
And we got to listen. Like people are like, I can't let I just turn it off. Like you and I, other small podcasters, big podcasters, Midas Touch, and everyone else owe it. Our dues to society is to watch this shit, play it, talk about it, retweet it, put it on our social media, because someone is going to see it and hear it. They're not going to hear it on the local news, right? So we have to get there that way. Like we just do.
Jesus Christ, you kind of just changed my whole view on this, because I'm thinking to myself, do we really have to listen to this fucking nonsense for 4 more years? Yeah. I mean, and we do have to, but you're right. I mean, even if the smallest amount of people see just the clip and then it's not put into context, or it's not described in a way as being nonsensical, then people won't think of it as anything other than.
Exactly.